Today, I'm going to be showing you about the app called Pixton. So you can get to it two ways. One way you can do is just search it on Google here, or I already have pulled up the AASL website from our assignments this week. So you scroll down here, it leads to where it says Pixton EDU. And this is a web app that gives educators and students a unique way to create stories, demonstrate learning, and enhance writing assignments in any subject through digital comics. So I'm going to click on it here, and it'll take me here. Then I have already signed up, but if you go to the top right corner up here, you have the different options between educators, which would be for teachers, students, parents who wanted at home, and business for any reason. Obviously, I signed up for educators, but I'm going to log in now. But when you sign up, you can sign in through Google. So now that I'm logged in, it has all of these options here of what you can work on to enhance more learning and engagement in your classroom activities. So the first thing you start off here with doing is making an avatar to make it look as much like you as possible. So you'll click through all of these things here, and in the end, you'll click and come here to your avatar. So this is the one I created for myself. Obviously, I would spend more time with it if I was doing it with my students, but a couple of the cool things I want to point out is they do have the wheelchair option, so it's very inclusive here, and also hearing aids, which is really cool, just to make sure that it's inclusive and has everything that is possible. There's glasses, things like that. So it's a very inclusive app, and you can choose your height and all of that. Then the poses here, I just chose a basic one real quick because when you get into the comic part of it, you get to change it up. So here's my person. Good. That's my avatar. And now it'll be in the top right corner. And my students will do the same thing. One cool option here, now that I have my avatar, and once all my students make their avatars, you can make a class photo with your students' avatars instead of an actual photo. This would be cool. I'd show it, but I want to make sure I don't break FERPA, so I would do that with my students sometime, maybe this week, since it's our last week of school. Kind of a fun way to wrap up. One thing I do want to highlight is this comic builder here. This is the cool one. So here you get to create a comic. So you're going to start blank, or you can search through some ideas that they already have. But I thought about doing it to create some assignments. So that way students have to work on their summarizing skills. And instead of just maybe writing a summary or telling me about what we read, they can go here, or things that we've done in class, they can go here and show it through a comic. So if you go to this comic option here, you'll open it up and you get to choose background. So there's tons of backgrounds here. You can even search for some here if you want, if you can't find one you like, or you can even create one on your own. I'm just going to search for one on here and choose something quick. What I had when I found forest. So we just recently got done reading A Midsummer Night's Dream. So I'm just going to choose a forest option because a lot of it takes place in a forest. So here I have a forest, that way they can work on summarizing. So the next thing they go to is the characters. So now they have to decide who's going to be in their story. So you can kind of decide who you want, tons of options here, and then up here you can click between which ones you want. So maybe I want a woman, and maybe this one because there's fairies in there. So maybe this is my fairy that we're talking about here. Then you can choose her outfit. If you're not comfortable with what she has on, you want to change it up because it doesn't match your scene. Maybe it's better if she was a fox or things like that. But from this instance, she's a fairy in our story, so we're going to go from there. You can change all that up here. Then the focus will be kind of where you want to focus on. Do you want to go the side angle, kind of in front? So it gives the students a lot of options to choose things on their own, which is kind of cool. So they'll have that. Then you get to go to the words here. So what is she saying? Maybe I'm saying something along the lines of, get away. Maybe she's running away from someone. So once you get that, click the check. It's going to make it so like that has the little text bubble up here. Then you get to decide on the face. So since I'm saying get away, I'm going to say she's concerned. So maybe I'm going to have a face that looks kind of like that. Or maybe more shock. She's kind of like, oh no. Then the action is where you get to kind of put it into place. So how do I want to describe? Obviously, I have my starting action here, but I'm going to do it that she's running. So I'm going to run away here, and that is the first action. So now this is my first scene here that I have going on. Over here to the left, you can add a panel, so this would go to the next page. So now on the next, if I need to change scenes, I can change a scene. So maybe next we end up at the ocean. I don't know. Now we're here at the ocean, and I'm going to go to the words here, and I'm going to add some more words. You can also have the option to speak into it, things like that. But overall, when you're done, just click done up here, and then title it, and then you are good to go. So now this will save, and then you can turn it in and submit it, and this will be something that I can do in my classroom to make it more engaging for my students, rather than just summarizing or having to turn in kind of more paper written assignments, to make it more fun and engaging for